is a beautiful Sunday afternoon. It's actually Mother's Day today. Any mothers watching, happy Mother's Day. When this airs, most likely will not be Mother's Day, but happy Mother's Day. Real quick, got to show you guys something. I had a good day, went to church, great sermon today, but gonna try to get the first of the vegetable patch or fruit, whatever you consider it. The sweet corn is going in the ground today. But I want to show you guys my latest venture. It's pretty warm out here today. I can see they're pretty active. Y'all see that? See my honeybees? I just got those in the other day. Still figuring this thing out. But that's the first of the honeybees. So pretty excited to see how that goes. Here's our garden, by the way. I think you can see my dad's sweet corn. Here's our potatoes right here. My broccoli, Brussels sprouts, lettuce. That's his cabbage, his tomatoes. He is the master of tomatoes. I don't remember, I don't remember what that is, to be honest with you. But I hooked up the little planter yesterday. I plant my sweet corn with a 4-row John Deere planter. Got it on the 7210, cleaned it up yesterday. Hey, if you're tuning in, I appreciate it. And I ask, please hit the like button, hit subscribe, and let me know in the comments below if you enjoy the video, if you like what we're doing here. Let me see, I gotta grab my seed. I'll blow you guys' mind here in just a minute with this seed. All right. These 2 bags of seed. Y'all see these 2 bags of seed right here? That's the sweet corn seed. And it's 6-pound bags. Each bag weighs 6 pounds. And I'd love to hear some guesses on what y'all think these bags cost a piece. That's actually what I'll do. I'm not going to tell you in this video. Shoot me a comment below and let me know, what do you think one bag of this sweet corn cost me a piece? 6-pound bags. What's your guesses on the cost of them? So, and I'll answer it in the next video. Here's the 7210. Like I said, I hooked this up. Man, my cow's going nuts over there. Got it hooked up yesterday. I'm gonna have to definitely let the top link out because it is jacked way up. But we'll get it to the field. I got a buddy that's gonna pick me up and run me to the 8345 of my dad and them's. I'm gonna borrow their Turbotill, till up all of that where I'm gonna put the vegetables. So guys, I'm excited to get this in the ground. It is late. Normally I have had these planted for a while now, but the weather has just not been my friend. Make sure her head ain't like stuck or something. Annabelle, be quiet. Hush. The weather has not been my friend on this, so I'm way late on planting them. So I'm not gonna get to stage them like I used to do. Typically I would stage the crops where I'd plant some this week, plant another week, so that they don't all come in at one time. I don't have time to do that now. The later you plant them, usually the worse your worm damage is in them. And obviously I don't want a lot of worms in them. So this corn is earworm resistant, but it doesn't mean none get in there at all. I still have some get in there. So this is not organic sweet corn, for anybody wondering. All right, get it loaded in here. The old tractor. We have had this tractor for a long time. It's one of my favorite tractors because it is one of the smoothest riding tractors that we got. It's 2-wheel drive. It's one of the few actually, this may be the last 2-wheel drive tractor we even have on the farm. I think it is. And that might be why. It rides great. It's just it's a pleasant tractor to drive. So, all right guys, I am going to, get this door shut if I can first. There we go. I'm gonna drive this dude to the field, get picked up, and try to make my trip. Hopefully we don't get flagged. YouTube is so hardcore on the copyright that like 3 seconds of that song playing is liable to flag this video. So who knows, we'll see. Well guys, I'm gonna drive this to the field. I'll show you the Turbotill when I get there. Just got back with old Bertha here. Show you this dude. As I've said before, I have a real sweet spot in my heart for dual front wheel tires, whatever, dual tires on the front. Can't talk this morning or afternoon, but I love the look of dual front tires. I think it just makes them look super tough. I will say this dude is a Haas 8345R. It is out of my price range, but that's the benefit of sharing equipment with your dad, them, who is a much more established operation than mine. So they're working double the acres I am, so they can swing this kind of stuff. But this is the Turbotill. We are big fans of these. As you guys know, I am an extremely minimal tillage kind of guy. I don't do very much tillage at all. But this right here is called vertical tillage. They don't cut very deep in the ground. I mean, you can see it's got some marks up there. That's probably about, I don't know, 4 inches, 5 inches deep. But they're really not going that deep. We're only running them probably close to 2 inches deep. That's just where the dirt's kicking up around there. But that kind of chops them up. And then these baskets here pretty well break up the clods and pack it back down. So it makes it, it's definitely not doing what a disc would do, but it kind of works the sole up enough to where you got a good planting surface. With that little planter, well, you can see it through the Turbotill, the little planter that I've got on the 7210, it's not a very good no-till planter. So pretty much have to work the ground up to use it. So this is about to hop on here and start getting the ground worked up, and then we're going to plant some sweet corn. The interior of this thing is way cooler than my 8420. You can see how far they've come. There's no more side stuff here. It's all right here on the armrest and on the column. This thing has auto four-wheel drive. That's what we're going to put in there, and I'm going to put the auto differential lock as well. Got my phone Bluetooth to it. It's one of the best parts. I had to add that to mine separately, was a Bluetooth, because I love listening to Bluetooth on my phone, so I added that radio into my 8420. These come with it because this is a, I don't know, this is a 2020 or 2021 model, but we're gonna put her to work. But yeah, running this thing very long, it'll spoil me. I won't want to get back on my old tractor. But the price tag on these is pretty dang nice. So, all right, I am going to lay it out. I've got a pretty good idea of where I want to put it. I'm wanting to do about a 3 to 4 acre sweet corn patch. It's going to be my biggest one yet. But we're about to fold this joker out. See if I can remember how to do all this. Number 1, that's going to let it up or down. All right, number 2, yeah, there's the wings. We'll fold her out. I have not run this new Turbotill yet. They just got it this year. I used to run the old one all the time, so I'm assuming shouldn't be much different. Run the wings in float position. There we go. Number 3, that's gonna be my rear down type thing. I think we'll try it on C. Actually, we'll try it a little higher. I really don't want to cut very deep into the ground out here. I'm mainly just using it to kind of disturb it so the little planter will do a better job. So, be a pretty good sweet corn patch right there, I believe. So, again, this Turbotill, it's not going real deep, and that's the purpose. We don't want it to go super deep, because again, we do try to minimize our tillage. And also, I'll tell you, when you do Turbotill a place or work it up, one of the big advantages to no-till, aside from obvious like lack of washing, is it retains the moisture a little better. Like this ground out here now, it'll get dry pretty quick now that it's been turned over. And you know, we don't have any rain in the forecast for a while, so there is a little bit of that kind of concerns me. But I think the sweet corn, there's enough moisture, it's pretty heavy. I think that it'll go ahead and come on up, and we won't have a lot of issues. But it is pretty heavy in spots, but I like it. It's going to be a pretty good sized sweet corn patch right there. So I'm going to plant sweet corn where I've just tilled up. I'm going to kind of get an idea of the amount of rows I have, because I also want to do some watermelon if I still have time. And on top of the watermelon, I'd like to also do some popcorn. I'm going to have a few different types of corn. I want to plant some popcorn that I also will sell with probably my pumpkins. I like to time some of it to where when somebody buys some pumpkins from me, they can also get them some popcorn. So I got a lot of stuff in mind that I want to do out here. Again, I said I want to kind of go the route of the agritourism thing. I think that's going to be a good route. I love the row crop stuff. I mean, I love being on this big bad tractor right here and running, but I tell you, the cutthroat side of the ag world it's put a bad taste in my mouth, and I really hate that, because I mean, I love farming, I love agriculture, but I'm kind of, you know, unless I can just keep buying the ground and working what I own, aside from some of the most all of my landowners are really great, so I can't even complain there. But trying to pick up new farms, I guess, unless you buy it, it's a freaking pain, because it's so dang cutthroat in a not good way. You know, I understand competition, but it just kind of gets a little dirty these days, and maybe it's always been that way. I feel like it hasn't, so I don't know. I think I've got it pretty well set, fairly level. I have to let the drawbar out on this thing to try to get it running level. I'm sure it doesn't look that level right now, but when I've set it down, it looks pretty level. All right, I got the lids off of here as well. Here's the hoppers. It's pretty simple. This tire turns, and it turns that chain. When that tire turns, you see that chain turning there? And that chain turns this shaft, which then turns that chain. And that's what feeds them. And it's a tire on this side. It's two sides. You set your population and all that right here. You adjust these different sprockets, move the chains one way or the other. So that is the way we adjust them. These are our depth settings right here by these holes. I have no idea what it's on. I think I had actually planted sunflowers with this thing last, but I want the corn to be about 2 inches deep or so. So I'm about to put this bag in here. I'm gonna spread it out through all of them, start planting. Do not forget, comment below what you think this bag of sweet corn cost for one 6-pound bag. Probably doesn't look like particularly a lot, but it'll go pretty far. Definitely put more in this one than the others. That'll go a pretty good ways, but I'll run for a little while and check my depth, and then we'll see how we're doing on seed. Sweet corn seed is really weird looking. See, it's like almost shriveled up, like dried up looking. It doesn't look like a very good kernel. So that also makes your population a little bit more difficult to get just great. I think we're pretty close to the same on all of them. Okay, I just got off the planter. Just ran a little bit. You can see kind of see the rows. Again, this ground's a little heavy. It's pretty confident it ain't putting it nowhere near deep enough. Yeah, I can see it on top of the ground even right there. Yeah, it definitely ain't deep enough. I mean, the ground being as heavy as it is, I'm gonna have to run it pretty deep, probably to get it in the ground. Yeah, it's just right. Well, thought I had one. There's one. I mean, I want them way deeper than that, so I'm gonna adjust the depth. I think I barely had the sunflowers going in the ground because it may have been about to come a huge rain or something. But I'm gonna adjust the depth on these. So obviously I must move it down. I've got 2 and 2 showing. Gonna adjust it to have 4 and 4 showing. See what that does. 4, 4. I'll do that on all 4 of these. I have planted 12 rows over there. I did a wide skip and I'm doing 12 rows right here. When I get to the end, I'll check and see. These are pretty long rows, so that may use about all my seed. It kind of mapped to that post back there, and I've gone a fuzz past it on this side, but I'm angled it in down here. It's impossible to do straight rows because I don't have markers. I'm just following this other row, and then especially when I skip a big gap, because I skipped a big gap so that I can drive a truck down it. I don't want to have to be walking through like 24 rows. So I skipped a big enough section on the 12 where I'll have 12 rows to pick. I can drive a truck down it, and then I got 12 rows on the other side to pick. And I'm trying to just skip over about, I mean, it's definitely over 30 inches. I think this planter is actually set up on 38-inch rows. I'm at least 38 inches, probably a little further apart, but it's not a big deal. So if I use all of this seed when I get to the end, it'll be kind of good because I've got ground tilled up. I can go ahead and get in here and try to get my pumpkins, or not my pumpkins, my watermelon planted. And I'm gonna check the date, see what kind of germination or time frame for the popcorn. So I need to get the popcorn in the ground where it'll fall at the right time. I'm gonna pick it and then let it dry down so I can harvest it. Like, you know, I'm not gonna harvest it at the same time as I will the pumpkins, but if I pick it ahead of time and let it dry down, it should be ready come time for pumpkins. But now this out here is my sweet corn, and it is it's, you know, I don't like to, it's the peaches and cream style. Everybody likes that a lot. It's really pretty, and this variety that I'm planting is the best tasting that I've ever had, and pretty much all my customers tell me it's the best sweet corn they've ever had. I did not grow any last year, and I missed growing it. I had a ton of people that were very sad, so coming back with a vengeance. This will be a whole lot bigger sweet corn patch than I've ever had. Gonna have to contend with the coons on it. They hammered the sweet corn patch last time, which is partly why I got out of it, because they probably ate a third of my crop, and it just made me mad. So I'm gonna get off of here, and I am going to check my seed, see how much I got left. I got a feeling I should be getting pretty low, and I'm gonna try to see if I got enough to make another pass. I may skip over again, but let's get off and check this real quick. That's a wrap. Got it planted. I think I ended up with about 40 rows of sweet corn. It's gonna be a bunch of sweet corn. My back already hurts thinking about all the picking and pulling and hauling, which I think leaving myself those wide rows where I can drive down maybe will help. And hoping to hire a few young strong backs to help. If I can find some young people willing to do it. I hear that's the hard part these days. You make it, yeah, y'all can see the rows there. Again, I kind of followed the just curve of the road, and there's one of the gaps you can see. Got quite a few more rows right here. I didn't plan another gap on that far one because the rows got shorter. And you can see a gap there. So the rows, they just follow the road. Again, like I said, they're pretty crooked, but that's not an issue. So I'm glad to get them in the ground. They are late, but I think they'll be okay. And I've got a good bit of dirt tilled beside it. I think it'll be perfect for the watermelons. I got to look at it and see. I mean, it may be too late for the watermelons. If it is, I just won't have any this year, but I don't want to rush sticking them in the ground and then it not do right. So we'll see. I'll check these, give it a few days. It's supposed to be hot weather, dry here. So I think with the heat we got coming and all the moisture that's in the soil, these ought to really jump out of the ground. But yeah, I'm excited. This will be a huge patch of sweet corn. Just got the tractor back. Glad to get that done. I'll try to get it fertilized probably tomorrow. Gonna get in here and check out the watermelon seed, look at the popcorn, try to get a time frame on that. The popcorn, I'll probably plant it with, we got a little small hand push type. It looks like a bicycle almost, but it's got a handle on it. You just push it, because it's like 1,000 seeds. It's nothing, doesn't come in near the size thing that those bags do. So it'll probably be planted with a smaller little planter. But I'm gonna go in here and see the time frame on it and kind of get our game plan. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be trying to get the planter swapped over to corn so I can try to get all my corn knocked out this week. We've got about 14 days of dry. It looks like no rain in sight. So I should be able to plant all my corn and put a significant dent in my beans. I mean, in all honesty, if everything works well, holds together, I could dang near probably finish all my stuff in that amount of time. I'd like to. I'd love to get everything planted before the end of May. So, but guys, that is it for the video today. I'll let it end for you all and let you see some of the chickens. Buzzard's my rooster. That's what I call him right there. All the rest are hens, but he's been cock-a-doodle-doing like crazy out here, and now that I'm filming, he ain't gonna do it no more. But that's my chickens. We'll actually go see. I bet you I got a few eggs. Check the eggs real quick and show you the haul there if we got some. We want to add to it. I'm gonna have to get a bigger coop. Yeah, there's quite a few little eggs in there, it looks like. We average about probably 9 a day. I've got, there you go. I figured he would do it for the camera one time. Sometimes he usually does it multiple times when he does that. Let's see if he'll do it again. He's got that look in his eye. Buzzard, you gonna show out for the camera? Huh? Huh, Buzzard? Talk to him. That was a weak one, Buzzard. I think you could do better. I think he had a better one in him. He just was kind of camera shy, maybe. Guys, I appreciate y'all tuning into the video. I do ask that you please hit the like, hit the subscribe. It helps us out a lot. And let me know some things you'd like to see. Don't forget, comment below and let me know what you think a bag of that sweet corn cost. 1 6-pound bag. So, guys, that's pretty good. That's Buzzard. He's signing off. Guys, thank y'all. Please hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it with your friends, and hope y'all have an awesome one.